Welcome to the FA podcast, the Fearless Ambition podcast. I am your man, Kadon A. Sterling. Thank y'all so much for being here with me today. Don't forget to also check me out on Mogul Talk One-on-One right here on YouTube. And most importantly, Cars, Golf, and Cigars. Also right here on YouTube. Check out all my channels. Hit the subscribe button, people. Hit the like button. I can't say it enough times. I told you I'm going to create a shirt that say hit all the damn buttons. Hit all the damn buttons, people. Trust me, hit all the damn buttons. So, today is a serious topic because we have to talk about the situation with Mr. Shannon Sharp. Club Shay Shay, proprietor, spirits, alcohol owner, Hall of Famer, tight end. And he deserved every bit of that because Shannon Sharp could play some football. So stay right there because we're going to talk about this other game he's playing now called Life. And I'll be right back. Welcome back to the Fearless Ambition podcast. Okay. I told y'all from the beginning, this is not a podcast where we talk about gossip and rumors. We do talk about trending topics. And I wish I didn't have to talk about this, but it's a trending topic and we have to talk about it. That's what podcasts are made for people to give their opinion about situations and get feedback and have dialogue, open dialogue, so people can give their opinion as well. And that's only because people make their private life public. And once you make your private life public, there's nothing else you can do but sit back and let the public have an opinion about your private life. Okay. Shannon Sharp has allegations against him for sexual assault, rape, things of that nature. So before we start, let's just go by this right now. Let's put a disclaimer out there that we do not victim shame. And if anybody has been traumatized from any kind of sexual abuse, women, man, it don't make a difference. We keep y'all in our prayers, and we hope that y'all get the help and the justice that y'all should have, because that is not that's not comedy. I see a lot of people out here talking about this situation, and some people making jokes about it. It's not comedy, okay? These things really happen. They are real victims, and those victims need to be respected as such. So I want to put that disclaimer out there right now for everybody. We do not victim shame, and we do not just say somebody's lying because we have to know that they're lying. But that means on both parties, not just one. Now that I've said that, let's just get right into it, because I'm going to give you my opinion. Because in the court of public opinion is where a lot of the damage gets done. This is not a this is not a criminal case against Mr. Sharp. This is a civil case. Let me get to it this way. To me, it's obviously a money grab, and I look at it like it's possibly legal extortion. Legal extortion. That's what it possibly could be. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I don't know Shannon Sharp. I don't know that young lady. They not friends of mine. I was never around them. I can't say what he did or what she did or what have you. I can only go by what is being put in the public. So I'm going to start with her first. In my opinion. Only my opinion. This young lady, in my opinion, is obviously going for the bag. To me, whether it was intentional from the beginning or it was something that happened later on, something happened and made her say, I can get a bag. Not just a Birkin. I can get a big bag off of him. And I'm going to get a big bag off of him. Let's make no mistakes about it. They were seeing each other. He never denied that. He just said anything that happened between them has been completely consensual. And it might be true. might not be true, but it might be true. She's saying certain things probably was consensual, but certain things wasn't. Now, we seen the text. I'm not going to put a bunch of stuff out there. I might just put one or two, but we seen the stuff. If someone starts texting you in a way that you know they don't normally text you, it's because they're trying to get information or trying to get you to commit some kind of illegal act through a text or what have you, so they can have it on record. She started texting him in such a way that she wanted him to respond to things so she could have it on record. If people don't normally call you by your whole first name and all of a sudden the text, they want to put your whole name in the text, it's because they want to make sure somebody else is going to read that text to see who they was talking to see if you reply. You know how you communicate with people. So when the communication starts to be different and look different, it's for a reason. Because everything is being recorded. Everything can be pulled up. And later on, that's how she started texting him. She made sure she put words in there. Not saying that she shouldn't, because she has every right to, because I don't know what happened. When she said about, I asked you to use a condom and I asked you to please not to put it in my behind, and you did it anyway. And made sure she put in the text, I don't care what our situation is or how familiar, basically, I'm not saying it verbatim. I don't care basically how we've been getting down. The day I tell you no, it's no. Even if I told you yes 1,000 times, that one day I told you no, that no is bigger than all those yeses. And that is true. It don't make no matter how many times somebody tell you yes. The moment they tell you no, it's no. The moment somebody tell you to stop, it's stop. And the moment you don't stop, you have just broken the law. That's true. Now, think about the language of the text. And after she texts that, she texts something else. I don't know how to process this right now, which shows now I'm going into victim mode. I was telling you I did not give you consent mode, and now the next text is I'm the victim here mode. Still waiting for you to reply. Because once you reply, it's very serious about whatever you say right after that. And the only thing he said was, can I call you later? That's not good. That's not good. That's not an admission of guilt. It's not. But if you know the relationship you have with this person and you know this text sounds strange, this text looks strange, then I wouldn't have, no, that's not your response. Your response should have been, in my personal opinion, the hell are you talking about? Why are you texting me like this? What are you talking about? Immediately defending whatever that is. Like, what are you talking about? You processing what? What happened? What are you saying that I did? Let's get to the clarity of it, because now you're accusing me of something that you wasn't accusing me of a month ago. But today you're accusing me of it. So what are you accusing me of? Stay right there. We'll be right back. We are back. Think about that for a second. I did not like his response at all. That was more of a, I ain't got time for this. I'll call you later. Nah, bro. That was the setup. That text was the setup right there. After that, everything you do, you should know that this young lady is recording you and keeping your messages. When she's speaking to him on the phone, you heard the messages. You heard the messages. Those conversations, we didn't hear everything, so we don't know how the whole context went. But the parts that we heard, you obviously know everything she was saying as an alley-oop. I'm going to throw this alley-oop. Let's see if he hit it out the park by saying something that's going to incriminate him. Because I need proof. because I know I'm going to go to this lawyer. I know I've been speaking to these people, or these people have been speaking to me. And we need the proof. I need proof that I have been sexually active with him. I need proof that he did things that I didn't want him to do. I need proof this, I need proof that, I need proof this. I need proof to prove that I'm scared of him. Everything. So who knows what else is on the tapes? Then apparently she videotaped them having sex one time. The lawyer says, apparently. If you have all that time to plan, plot, and strategize like Mission Impossible, in my opinion, then you're not the victim. You actually the manipulator and the aggressor. Because you knew you was going to use this footage. You knew you was going to use that phone call. You knew you was going to use those texts. And you knew you wanted to keep all that stuff stacked up like this, like you the feds, and you was trying to get him put away. But you don't want him put away. No, you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want a criminal charge. Even though you say you have been SA and you say you've been raped. You don't want the criminal charge. You want the civil charge. You don't want him to go to jail. You want him to go to his bank account. And once again, if any of these things happen and she was not consensual to any of those things, then she has every right to put a charge on him. 100%. 100%. If any of these things happen that she said happened and he broke any law, then yeah, Shay may have to go bye-bye. Yeah. He may have to go way. But that's not what she's pushing for. That's not what Tony Busby is pushing for. They want the check. That's all they want. They want the check. You dig? And it's just to show you, no matter what, you got to cut a check. That's how this life is set up. You like somebody, you want to start talking to them, some kind of way, you're going to have to cut a check to make sure they know you like them. You start dealing with them, you got to deal with them. Now you're dealing with them. You're going to be cutting checks while you're dealing with them. Because you got to deal with them. You don't want to deal with them no more? You still got to cut a check not to deal with them no more. You got to cut a check for everything. And they know that, so therefore that's what they're going for. And that's absolutely the extortion game on a legal term of it, because it is legalized extortion. To say, if you don't do what I asked you to do, I'm going to make sure you pay me. So these are the things that we have to think about. We have to think about whether anything was done. I would like the judge to think about whether everything was done because of financial gain only. Was he being set up to be extorted? Or did he break rules and regulations of law to harm this young lady in any way, shape, or form, and he deserves to go to jail? But they're not pushing. Remember, there's no criminal charge. It's strictly civil. Civil charge. That's it. So, I'm done with her. All right, I'm not going to talk about this young lady no more. I don't care that she's on OnlyFans. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. Now, the real topic of conversation is really going to have to deal with Shannon Sharp. Yeah. Take a second, and we're going to talk about that. All right. Take a sip of this. I'm going to see what my Giants do for this draft in Green Bay. Let's see what happens. Shannon Sharp. I don't know this man, so Mr. Sharp. Let's put some respect on his name, okay? I ain't here to drag you, bro. I'm not here to drag you. I am here sitting here as a man. And we're not too far from each other in age. You got me by 3 years, bro. How in the world do you put yourself in this situation? And the only reason why I say that is because I look at somebody like Shannon Sharp. Once again, I've never met him, but I'm definitely a fan of the work, his media work. I think he's an excellent person for media. I think he's built himself up in media. You know, he pivoted out of sports to that, and I think he's become one of the best. He's become one of the top guys in it right now. Let's give him his props for saying that. Club Shay Shay, I watch it. Watch the podcast. Him and Ocho, I watch it. I like them together. Okay? This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with the fact of you are a well-established person at a certain stage in your life. I ain't gonna say age, I'm gonna say stage. You have all the experience and wisdom to know better. You ran through the NFL for a long time, brother. So therefore, I know you had to deal with a whole lot of NFL groupies. You got out of the NFL unscathed. You decided that a regular relationship ain't for you. I remember you had this conversation on one of your shows, and you said it was either a relationship or being married or playing football, and you didn't love nobody or nothing like you love football, so you had to dedicate it to football. I will be there for my kids financially, but I'm going to play this football. I can do that better than I can be somebody's husband or somebody's boyfriend. I'm a football player, and that's what you was dedicated to. I respect that. Whether people like it or not, I get it. I see where you're coming from. You was like, nah, I can't do that. Not the way you want me to do it, because I got to do this. So I'm going to let you go do what you do, but I'm going to do this. You've had years of experience of dealing with women, years of experience of being around a lot of situations. You know the game. You know the grab baggers. You know that. You know the groupies. You've been there. You lived that life. I'm not saying you indulged. I don't know that. I'm just saying you know better. You should be able to see game a mile away, bro. I personally feel that this was a situation. There was no girlfriend and boyfriend situation. I don't know why people keep saying that. That was never his girlfriend. That was either a dom sub situation that didn't pan out correctly, that he thought he had a submissive and she was going to be in line all the time because he is the top dog and she will do what he say because he's her elder. She's going to look up to him and he's paying for stuff for her because he was tricking her at the same time, which is his business and his money. And he felt like that's how it's going to be. You stay in line. This is my little young hot thing. She going to stay in line. She going to do what I say. How I say it. Okay. You fell for the banana in the muffler, brother. You fell for it. Because what she did was she lured you in. She lured you in, got close to you, which you never should let her do that. And you brought her in your atmosphere. And she flipped it on you, in my opinion. But what are you doing dealing with somebody? Bruh, when you dropped your liquor, she wasn't old enough to drink. That La Poirier, when you brought that to the market, she wasn't old enough to drink it. This is what my disappointment comes from you. Like, how do you even see this person and be like, yeah, I think I'll talk to her? Your children are older than her. All three of them. What are you doing? What are you doing? To me, ladies and gentlemen, it's a case of a little bit of the R. Kelly, a little bit of the Diddy or what have you, pure narcissistic and ego with finances. When you mix all those things in, you got a real person that believes they're in charge of the atmosphere they control around them, and they should be, but it also means the people and the women, or if it's a woman, the man, because there's a lot of women that's narcissistic and rich and paid and everything else, and I'm sure they control their environment the same way. We just don't hear about them getting charged for sexual assault charges. We just don't hear about it. I'm not saying it don't happen, but we don't hear about it. It don't work the same way for men as it works for women. And I'm not even going to get at him so much even about the young thing, even though I think he should know better, because I'm going to be very honest with y'all. When these old, rich, white dudes date nothing but young women, y'all don't say anything. It's expected. It's expected. Leo DiCaprio, I don't know him personally, but look at his lifestyle. I'm not mad at Leo. Leo can do whatever the hell Leo want to do. But Leo ain't talking to nobody over 35. Absolutely not. Jack Nicholson ain't dealing with nobody over 40. And he got to be almost 80 or 81. You got to be at least 38, 45 years old for Jack Nicholson. He ain't going to talk to you. Older, rich white men date younger women all the time, every day. It's expected almost. You think they gonna date somebody 75, 80 years old for what? They got too much money to deal with that. So when men of color or ethnicity, do it, we always single them out. And I am singling out Shannon for this, not because he was dating somebody so young, but it's the fact of he knows better to put himself in a position to get grabbed on when it comes to the bag. You should have way more knowledge in your brain. You should have way more game than that. You should know better. You should see that coming. Bruh, did you not hear the conversation she was having with you on the phone? You didn't think you was being recorded? You didn't see how the text messages were? You didn't think those text messages wasn't there to set you up? You should know better. And then you gave her ammunition. See, we have a language between people. Okay, let's keep it 100. We can probably talk to each other, black people, Puerto Rican people, Spanish, whatever. We probably could talk to each other a certain way. And it's not looked at as an aggression, or it's not looked at as battery or assault. You know, we can say all kind of shit. Man, I'm gonna whip your ass when I see you. You better stop playing with me. You don't really mean you're gonna throw her down the steps and whip her ass. You like, stop playing with me. Y'all probably, girl, you gonna make me choke. Women to say it too. Don't make me smack you. You acting crazy. Don't make me smack you. You better fix your face. Not that your woman's gonna smack you, but we have a certain language that we understand to each other. Now you take that language and you say the things that Shannon Sharp was saying, as in, when I see you, I'm gonna choke you the shit out of you, or when I see you, I might choke you in public. You know who don't understand that? Disney. Disney don't understand that. ESPN, they don't understand that. Stay right there. We're gonna close this up. They don't understand that. They don't hear two people who's involved with each other saying wild stuff to each other and looking at it like that's just how they talk, or that's just how they talk. They don't see it like that. They see it as you just threatened this young woman. They see it as in you're the older, more established. She's intimidated by you. You're using your money to control her. You're basically in 100% absolutely the aggressor. You are doing everything in your power to make sure this person has no power when they're around you. That's not good for the brand. That's not good for the brand, bro. You know? Stephen A. said it best too. He was like, I don't know what they're going to do. I know I spoke to them and they said they're going to look at this very closely. Because as much as we love Shannon, and some of us do, some of us don't, but we ain't really hate Shannon Sharp. Why would we? Why would we hate somebody who's being successful? Disney don't know us like that, bro. Disney don't need you. ESPN can replace you tomorrow. It's a great situation that you have your own platform. Ownership and profits. That's what I talk about. It's a great situation. You got to look aligned. That could be taken away from you. All they got to do is the people that you in business with, all they got to do is state some kind of morality clause in your contract and be like, we're no longer in the dealings with you, and we're going to cut you a check to get out of business with you. That could be taken away from you. All because somehow or another at this stage in your life, you got caught up and you trusted your own, I don't know, brother, your own instincts or your own ego. I don't know what the hell you trusted, because I don't want to say you trusted her, because obviously you did. But why? Don't trust nobody. If you the one with it, everybody want what you got because they can't go get it how you got it. All they know is you're a shortcut to it. That's all people know. You're the shortcut. I can get it through him. I ain't got to work as hard as he did. I ain't got to do the things he did. I ain't got to sacrifice nothing he did. I could just get a lawyer and take it from him. Now I got it too. And you was going to settle with her. Your lawyer said it. It's just that they didn't want to settle because they'd rather go to public. That somehow or another, I'm sure she would have took that $10 million if it was still offered to her on the table. I'm sure she would have took it. But no, why take it when you got Tony Busby talking about we can get more? We can get more. I don't even know if Tony knew that you was about to sign a $100 million deal for your podcast deal. I don't even know if he knew it at the time. Because to be very honest with you, he's a vulture. He's a vulture culture. And he'd rather see you completely broke. He'd rather see you selling your houses. The one in Nevada, the one in Georgia. He'd rather see you selling your property to give up that $50 million. Because if she win 50, he get 10% of that or 15%. That's an easy, $18 million for him? Listen, man. I look at it as is everything in this culture for the last 3-4 years going to be around essay and rape, alleged allegations that may or may not be true, or it's just legal extortion because of public opinion, the new way to come up and get rich. Because believe me, anybody, anywhere can say you did anything. Anybody, anywhere. I'm talking to men right now. I'm not even talking to women. Okay? I'm talking to men. There's a woman right now in Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, Alaska. If somebody pulled my name out the air and just pointed to it and said, they're going to say my name wrong anyway. They're going to say Caden. Yeah, Caden Sterling. Yeah, that's who. Yep, he squeezed my breast. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. He did. When did he do that? At the gas station. He was here and he squeezed my breast. I didn't know who he was. Guess what I got to go through? I'm going to get subpoenaed. I'm going to get a summons and I'm going to get a warrant to have to go to wherever that state is to prove I never been in the state, to prove I never touched this woman, to prove that I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. And they're going to prove it, and it's going to come out to be true that I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but I still got to go through it just because she said something and somebody pointed my name out there. This is public opinion. This is what this government and this laws do to you, whether you were guilty or innocent. Until you prove yourself innocent, if someone says you did something, everybody around you is going to say, why did you do that? They're never going to say, you okay? I know that person lying. No, absolutely not. What they're going to say is, that's crazy, bro. What you going to do? They're not going to say, he ain't do that shit. He ain't do that. Yeah, y'all can get the fuck on. He ain't do that. He did not do that. No one's going to say that. Everyone's going to ask you, did you do it? Even if you never did. You 1,400 miles away. Never even been in Nebraska. But if somebody say you did, if a woman say you did, guess where you going to prove that you never did? You are going to take a flight to Nebraska with a marshal. Shannon Sharp, you know better. Whatever you want to do with this little girl, I don't see what you see. I don't see what the hell was going on in your mind, brother. And I'm not even going to get at you about the race thing because it's a white girl, this, that, and the third. She look like she going to her freshman year in college. She probably is, actually. Actually, she is. What are you doing? So accountability I put on you because you was never supposed to put yourself in that situation. You the same person that said verbatim, it's been 30 years since I slept overnight at a woman's house because I don't trust sleeping at women's house. Brother, you said that plenty of times. You the same person that said you don't like to get in the elevator with a woman by yourself because you know you could be a target because of who you are. And you want to make sure that nobody could ever say you did something to them. You got too much money. You got too much to lose. You know these things. So why would you put yourself in a situation with somebody who wasn't even, who can't even drink La Poirier a year and a half ago? What the hell were you doing? What? You know what I'm saying? The same person. You want to date younger women? That's your business. I don't give a damn. That's your business. I don't care. But you're the same person, bro, that said these things that will make somebody think you know better. You're smarter than that. Now, public opinion, regardless of whatever the situation, the outcome happens, people are going to still go back to you was accused. Not saying that you can even stop that today. Somebody can accuse you for anything, anywhere. But you give them ammunition. You gave them bullets to shoot at you, brother. You don't give nobody bullets. You don't give nobody rounds to shoot at you. Everybody got a gun, whatever the gun may be. You don't give them the ammunition to shoot at you, though. I'll let y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. Leave your comments below. We can talk about it. We can discuss it. My name is Kadane Sterling. This is the FA Podcast, the Fearless Ambition Podcast. I'll see y'all on the next one.